Well, hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? K-Dog! Carl, my friend, how you doing? Mr. Galloway, good morning to you. Good to see you. Alexi, thanks for joining. Yes. So, I'm really excited today because I got an email that says my new Digital Storm YOLO machine is being shipped. So I should get it next week. Yes! So excited. Ionix Jr., how you doing? Easy Bit Technology. Good eye, mate. Yeah? Good to see you. I totally butchered that accent. I know I did. I've only been to Australia once. But where am I? I'm at home. I'm at the home office. I have a new crew behind me. See, I have a whole team that I hired, and their whole job is to sit behind me and not make a noise, but look busy during my streams. Easy Bit Technology. Well, I'm German anyways. It works out. I won't even attempt a German accent. I've only been to Germany. I've been to Germany 4 times, but every time I was either in Frankfurt Airport or Munich Airport. So I don't think that counts. Yeah, or move or breathe. That's right, Carl. I don't know. I got to come up with a better background. I've just been lazy. Actually, I want to kind of change the starting screen too, because it's kind of boring. It's just like a static picture that says I'm going to start soon. Like, maybe I should have like something moving, or like, I don't know. It seems boring to me. I need to change that. There's some things I've been thinking about doing. Oh, back to the computer. I totally forgot. It's bittersweet because although it's shipped and I should be getting it next week, I am out of town next week. I am actually going to New York City to speak at FinJS, and while I'm there, I'm going to be stopping at Infragistics headquarters to get some work done. So yes, I'm a little worried about that because that computer requires a signature, and I'm not going to be here to give that signature, and I don't know what day it's coming, what time it's coming. So I'm a little worried about that. Hopefully everything's... Oh, and another thing I'm worried about, it's UPS. Ugh. Like, is that thing going to even arrive in one piece? I'm terrified. I don't know. One time I caught a UPS guy on my Ring camera. Had a Fragile. It's a big red sticker, Fragile. He just walks up and he throws it on my doorstep. Just tosses it like a Frisbee. Yeah, I posted that to Twitter. That's what I'm worried about. The fake Brian Lagunas. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Oh, their boxes are very heavy. Well, oh, heavy duty. Yeah, they're very heavy duty. Well, that's good to know. And hopefully they're heavy, so it's harder for those guys to throw it, right? Okay, so today I'm going to be taking a break from the Prism Outlook app, and that's because I actually have a deadline. So I'm actually going to work today. So next week on Thursday, I'm holding what's called office hours. And essentially, it's what it sounds like. I have an open meeting to the public for everyone to come join, and we talk about the topic of the day. And next week's topic is actually Blazor. And the components that we're working on. The fake Brian Lagunas. What do you actually do at Infragistics? That's a great question. I'm still trying to figure that out after 8 years. No, I do a lot. When I first started, I was a product owner, right? So I was responsible for making sure our products met the requirements and functionalities and performance and all the great things that our customers would expect. So I would speak to customers a lot. I would travel around the world at events, keeping them a pulse on technology and keeping things up to date. But I'm kind of coming out of the product owner role a little bit, more into the developer relations, which just means I just keep doing what I've always been doing. I just have, there's a different title along with that. Although technically my title's never changed. But I do everything from I help sales out help support, help customers, marketing. I write apps, thought leadership, if that's what you want to call it. That's just me fumbling around, trying to figure stuff out. So yeah, I wear a lot of hats at Infragistics, and I'm liking what I'm doing right now, though. They actually let me do this as part of my job, which is amazing. So yes, that's kind of what I do. So if you ever need something from Infragistics or have questions, I'm the guy you need to talk to. If you have a feature that you need, or you're wondering what's going on, I'm the guy to talk to. I guess you could think of me as the face of Infragistics, huh? No, so next week on that office hours, we're talking about Blazor and our new components that we're shipping. But I need to write a very simple sample application that shows off all these controls we're shipping. And I really only have today to do it. So I have to actually work on this, and I have to finish this today. So during this stream, we're going to work on it together. So most of it, you're just watching me work, right? This is part of what I do. I sit here and I create content that needs to be created under tight deadlines. And today's my deadline because tomorrow I actually have to work on a couple of different things. One of those being my Fin.js talk. Now, my Fin.js talk is actually only 15 minutes long. However, if you have any experience with speaking, you'll know the shorter the talk, the harder it is. Like, I can talk for hours about really anything, right? No problem. No prep time. Like, when I go give a session at an event, hour long, that's a long time. An hour is a long time to talk. I don't need a prep for that. I just talk off my head. It's a conversation to me. However, in 15 minutes, you only have 15 minutes. You have to actually put together a plan and make sure that all the points you want to drive home can be done in 15 minutes and tell a story that gets you there. And so I'll probably actually have to practice, which I hardly ever do. But yeah, so that's going to be a little stressful for me. Okay, so frantic dingling. That guy in the back isn't working very hard. Hasn't moved. Yeah, I know. I've been keeping an eye on that guy. I think he's going to have to... Yeah, no, he's not going to make it around here. So let's go ahead and get in some code already, right? There's my desktop. So I did work on this a little bit last night, so I didn't get very far. So let me just kind of show you what I'm working on. I have obviously a Blazor application here. And so just so I don't think I mentioned this, but this sample app that I'm building, I'm actually going to be giving away to all the attendees of the office hours next week, along with the alpha preview of all of our components for free, right? So that's pretty cool. So far, I only have the category chart working, right? So we have this category chart component, and you can, change some of the chart types of this chart to change the way you're displaying the data. So that's all I have working. I stopped at financial chart. I kind of stubbed out donut and pie chart. I put a little note in here saying not working, so I got to come back to it. And the way that I'm keeping track, because there's no documentation. Yes, Carl, there will be gauges. So with these Blazor components, because they're brand new, they're alpha, they're being worked on like right now. A new build's probably being built. That's how fresh off the code press these are. There's no docs at all. So what I'm doing is I have our React site samples up here, and I'm going through the controls. And this is how I'm kind of doing it. I also have the WPF sample browser open because the cool thing about these controls is that the APIs are very, very close, like almost identical. So for the most part, I should be able to use a lot of this code. Like for the financial chart, I look at their sample. I'm like, oh yeah, binding multiple sources. Let me look at the sample. I'll click on that sample, and then I'll go grab the data. Now, the way I grab that data is I have another Visual Studio open, which is the WPF sample browser code. And so I can go and say financial chart, see the samples, stock list, right? So I can grab the code that generates the data. So I'm trying to make this super easy on myself because I don't want to be writing a lot of sample data, right? That's already written. I just need to find it. So that's what I'm doing. So feel free to interrupt me with questions, but you're basically just going to watch me do my day job. Yep, that's what I'm doing. So let's see if I can get this stuff to work. So as far as I got last night is I copied out the stock service from the WPF sample browser. So I have the stock and I have this property, which I'm going to bind to. So I just have to bind the financial chart to that data. So that's where I left off last night. So that's all I'm going to do. And I've already injected it right here. So if I back up just a little bit, we can look at my startup.cs and we can see I have a couple of services in here. I have a category chart service, a stock service, a chart item. So I have some services I've created that I basically copied and pasted from the WPF sample browser. And now I'm going to use them in here. So ideally, I should just be able to do this. Where's my oh, there it is. IntelliSense, multiple. So, oh my gosh. And you know what? Oh, good. Good. Preview. I thought I opened up the wrong version of preview. Oh! The fake Brian Lagunas is now hosting my channel. Sweet. Sweetness. Thank you. All right. So let me just run this and it should work. It should just light up because I gave it data. I hope. I hope it works. Oh, and look at there. Unlike my WPF application, this actually opened up on the right screen, which is awesome. Financial chart. Bam, data. Ugh. Okay. Of course, it would not work. But the first control I try, of course, it doesn't work. Oh my gosh. Okay. This sucks. Why doesn't that work? Why doesn't that work? Am I not... Is it not getting injected? Here, let me run this again. Let me step through this. That should totally work. Okay. Of course it wouldn't work. Because I'm live streaming and nothing works when you show the world what you're working on. Let me bring that down just a tad here. All right. So we are getting an instance of the stock service. We are initializing the property. Yep. And we do have a ton of data. Okay, that should work. What the? Come on. Okay, I have to debug. I have to think. Okay, so what I do know, I know for a fact that the, whoops, not the donut. I know for a fact the category chart is working. This is working. So let's do this. Let's take that data and let's use it. Let's start with the data. Let's just start there and we'll start with a large 6 data point collection. Because maybe, hopefully it's not the control. Maybe it's just something in the data source. And let's see how long my stream stays up today before it comes crashing down. That should be fun too. You know what I really wish? I really wish Blazor had hot reload. So, okay. Hey. I got some data. Okay, can't do that because it's not the right type of data. Because this is category chart data. But I do have data. So the control works. What the f... Well, this isn't going to work there. Okay. So it's the data? What? Can't be the data. We just looked at the data. We just looked. We stepped through this. K-Dog, do you have to set the axis? No, you don't have to set the axis. This is the financial chart. You hook up a data source and you go. And it just works. Is it because I'm not including weekends? Let's do this. What the heck? Now that makes no sense. You know what I should do? I should try to take that stock service and hook it up to another control. Because maybe I have a... Maybe I copied and pasted something wrong? I don't know. I don't know. Yes, look. No data. Why can't things just be easy? Why can't they just work? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Let's go to the category chart. And we're gonna do this. Now, it's not really the right data format for this chart type, but it should still work. Yeah, if we had hot reload, that would be so much better. Category chart. Okay, something is up with the data format. Well, I copied that directly from the WPF sample browser, so that is not my fault. So let me put this back. We'll call that good. Well, that kind of blows. All right, so I'm gonna leave this one. I gotta figure this out. For now, I'm gonna move on because I have a lot of controls to do. So let's just go do other controls. I started stubbing out pie chart, but I remember now. This is actually a bug because if I copy that out, there's no data source property. It's completely missing. So this is that, like I said, under development as we speak issue. So I'll have to come back to that one. And I think the donut chart had that same issue. It did not have a data source here. So can't do that one. Let's do Sparkline, shall we? Oh, and there's something else I noticed. Maybe someone can help me with this. So all these pages are .razor pages, right? But when I right click and say add a razor page, yep, I want a razor page. I don't want a page model class. I don't care about that. I'll name this Sparkline. Oh, I discovered something with Blazor. This is important. I'm going to name this Sparkline. Watch this. Okay, two issues. My first issue is what I'm complaining about. Is it doesn't create a .razor file. Like this. You see this as .razor? When I use that, look, CS HTML. I need a .razor. Yes, I want to change it. We'll call Sparkline. I don't need that. Actually, all that can go away. We'll put a little code here. And I'll have to close this and open it back up. Carl, you have to add a Blazor component. Oh. Oh, is there a right click for that? Oh man, that means I have to go new item. Blazor component. Thank you, Carl. Because that was driving me nuts when I started this thing. Okay. But here's another problem. Actually, I got to rename this. Here's another problem that I found. If your page, if your component is named... Oh, I got to do this. At using infragistics.blazor.controls. You see this? If you try to set, say, a width, I don't know, 500 pixels, height, I don't know, 150 pixels. Now let's add this to my menu right quick. The good old copy and paste. I should probably change this to be data driven, honestly. We should probably do that. Then I could just add it to the data collection and it will just populate my menus. Okay. The problem is if your component is named the same as an element within your component, it won't even work. Yeah, I tried to rename it, but you wouldn't let me. There. Let me run this. But it's a runtime error. It's not a build error. Actually, what the heck? I just renamed that. Okay, fine. You know what? We're doing this. There. Yeah, it's a runtime error. But what happens is you're using a component, in this case called Sparkline, right? But your component that it's in is called Sparkline. So you have a naming conflict. So it doesn't know which Sparkline you're trying to use. And it's just a crash. And if we look down here, we can see that. See that? IG Blazor samples.pages.sparkline does not have a property name width. So that is a gotcha that got me. So you cannot name your component the same as another component that you're using, or it's going to bomb. We'll say Sparkline chart. Sure. It's a chart. Sparkline's a chart. Now nothing's going to render, but we should at least get to the page now. All right. Yeah, see, this is why we need hot reload. I need to be able to change without having to rerun my debug session every time. See, it worked. We're on the page. Nothing's being rendered because we do not have any data. So let me add my H1. Sparkline. And I think it just takes a simple data source. So look at this Sparkline. Oh, here it is. Yeah, data source, value member path, display member path. Okay, so I will be able to use inject IG Blazor samples.services.chart item service. And then we'll go, actually I'll put this at the end. Data, that's missing. That's missing the property too. Golly. Yeah, these are definitely alpha controls. Faux show. Value display type, value member path. Okay, so is there a value member path? Display? Is there a label? Okay. This one doesn't have any properties on it. Okay. Good to know. Let's just, not working. I hope we can get this fixed by Thursday because that is when the office hours is, and that's when this has to be working. All right, let's try a different control. What do we got? Let me go to my list. Carl, your page has errors. Did it? Oh, well, for one, I'm going to change the name here. Don't use dashes. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was the dash. Hey, okay, maybe that was it. Well, I still don't have the properties. Carl, I would delete it and you know what? You're right, Carl. Let's just do that. I'm going to copy that out. I'm going to delete that page. I'm going to recreate it. I'm going to add a new item. Blazor component. A razor component. Hey, that used to say Blazor component. Now it says razor component. Sparkline underscore. Whoop. There we go. Now we'll paste that back in. Ah, there you go. Good job, Carl. Thank you, my friend. So we had a value member path, which is value. A label member path, which is label. And you're saying, Brian, how do you know that? Well, because I created the service the other day. So I had, oh, actually that's not named properly. Let me rename this. It's chart item service. Yeah, it's because I have a very simple chart item, right? It's just a value label thing. Very simple POCO. And that's all I'm using. So I have some months. I have a collection of months, which is essentially I loop through the current culture. I get all the month names like January, February, March, April, May, right? I add that to a month collection, and then I have a collection for seasons and something for market share. Just simple dummy data, right? So that's how I know that. However, I still don't have the data context or data source, display type. Oh, and something else I learned about Blazor. So this display type is actually an enum, right? However, I can't just like type in area. It has to be an enum type. Now, was it sparkline display? Whoops. Display type dot area, right? Now, the other night, this actually wouldn't work for me. Let me just run this. To get that to work, I had to put the little @ symbol in front of it. I wonder, but I didn't update last night either.
You seem to be the only one worthy of a final test.
Did that work?
Remove as many of the bells as you can. One sound and you fail.
Well, I didn't get an error, so that's good. So maybe that works. Yeah, before I had to do this. Because if it was an enum, I guess to use C# code, you use the @ symbol and then, but that worked for me. That would not work, but it looks like it's working today, which, it is what it is. However, I do not have a data source or item source or anything. So this is another incomplete. Okay, this sample browser is not looking too good, is it? Can't do that one. Alrighty. We can't do... This one's not working either, but I'm not sure why. Have to come back to that one. Well, crap. This sample browser might be easier than I thought, because nothing is really working except for the category chart. But we do have a grid. Oh, you know what? We could either do a map. Let's do gauges. Let's do some gauges. Let's start with bullet graph. We can do a bullet graph. I'm pretty sure the bullet graphs work. Add new item. Bullet graph. Maybe I should put a dash in there. Why not? Okay, using... Bullet graph! Carl, gotta run. Nice coding. So looking forward to this library. Alright, brother. I will see you later, my friend. Okay, let's start with bullet graph. I need some sample data, so let's go look at our... What do we got? Ooh, okay, so I want it to look like this. So let's write one that looks like... Ooh, well, we can do this. What's that? Look at that. Oh, cool. Let's get it just working. How about that? So we have minimum value, maximum value, value, target. Okay. Oh, come on. I want to stock that right there. All right. So we should have... Yes, we do have a width. Let's do 500 pixels. And a height. What are they doing? Yeah, 100 pixels looks good. And then we have a minimum value. Yes! Okay, making progress on this one. Maximum value. Value. We should probably data bind this one, but let's just go with it, shall we? Target value 43. Okay, now we have to add some ranges. Linear graph range. Yes. Okay, I'm feeling good. Feeling good about this one. I wonder if I have to put the hash sign in there. 828181. Copy that. Start value is probably going to be 15 because that's the end value of the other one. Yep. And this is probably going to be 30. 55. D-O, D-O, D-O. Okay. Well, that one was pretty easy. I almost don't want to jinx myself. Let's see here. I'm really thinking I should change this. Alrighty. Let's run it. Let's see if it looks anything like... This is a different sample. That's a different sample. Just looking at that code does not create that sample. Alright, we have our bullet graph. And it's not showing. Of course it's not showing. What's going on? Why isn't that working? Donut. Oh, wait. Okay. What am I doing? Bullet dash graph. Bullet dash graph. Oh, wait. Did I have a... Nope. Maybe it's the... You know what? I got too excited. Let's get rid of these colors. No colors. Well, this is not looking good if I can't get any of these to work. I mean, I know these are alpha, but dang. Okay, clear that, because I want to see what the heck is going on. Bullet graph. Well, so it's not a crash. That's good news. Soldier Lord, thanks for joining. Good to see ya. Console 3011, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the team. Well, so what is this? Okay. Alrighty, well, I'm going to put this one down as not working too. Maybe I give up too easily. I can't get Sparkline to work. I can't get Pie Chart to work. Donut Chart. I got Financial Chart working, but with a different data source. And of course, Category Chart is working perfectly. So what could be the problemo? Let me look at the WPF version. Maybe I'm missing something. Value, I got the value in there. Zultra Lord, good to see you, Chief. I see you're working with this new alien Blazor technology with no controller, no page model. Yes, I am, because I am not doing anything really advanced right now. I'm trying to get these alpha preview early CTP just hot off the press Infragistics Blazor components to work. And I think I need to see if there's a newer build than the one I'm working with, because I'm having some issues. Okay, it looks like I'm doing it right. Linear graph range, start end values. I don't need colors. Minimum value, maximum value. Heck, maybe I can even set the minimum value to 0. I don't know. Okay. Well, next. I will have to put... But what's good about this is I'm going to take this app and I'm going to zip it up and give it to my engineering team and say, fix everything that I have as broken. So let's try another control. How about, you know what? I'm gonna go a radial gauge. Let's do a radial gauge. I mean, this looks very similar to this. Just saying. I'm just saying. Almost made the same mistake again. Nope, got a new item. Add new item. Using it feels a little like the PHP days to me. A little bit. you know? A little bit. Cold Fusion-ish. PHP, right? Anyone remember Cold Fusion? I actually did a lot of Cold Fusion back in the day. Radial gauge. And let's do this. Yeah, I did it. I'm copying and pasting because I'm lazy. Like I said, I'm under a tight deadline. I gotta get this finished. Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna jinx myself. This one's gonna work. This one is totally going to work. I just gotta know how to set it up. So it looks like we have a radial graph range. So value, let me just dock this over there. No, I want to dock it over here. There we go. All right, so this is gonna work. So minimum value, 0, maximum value, we'll say 50. I'm gonna do exactly what this one's doing. Value, I'll leave the value at 25. Interval, I need an interval. Yes, interval is 5. Okay, but I need to get rid of these. And these are actually radial graph ranges. Right? Radial gauge range. Ah, that's got me in trouble because it says graph here, but it's actually gauge in Blazor. Okay, okay, we're good. We're good. Brush? Can I just type in red? Will that work? It's ultra lowered. Copy and pasting ain't that big of a deal when you have the legacy of craftsmanship of the Lagunas behind you. Trust me, if you've seen how much trouble I've gotten myself into copying and pasting. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's gonna be 30, 60. I wonder if I can type in the color. 60, 100. Okay. We have the value. My value is different. No big deal. Interval, minimum value, maximum value. Oh, that's the maximum value, 50. Okay. Now, did I already? Nope. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, please work. Here we go. We are going to cross our fingers on this one. Looks like it would work. We're not even data binding yet. And I don't want to jinx myself, but it looks like my stream's going pretty strong. It hasn't crashed yet. Radial gauge. Oh, yes! Woo! Radial gauge. It worked. It's a little small, but we can fix that. We can fix that. Let's fix that. Oh, because I have my height at... Okay. Let's... Oh, I'm so excited. We have a control that works. Awesome. I wonder if Blazor has a slider control built in. Because then we could like put a slider at the top and like change the value. That might be kind of cool. There we go. So I have... And, oh, I see my problem. First off, this sample... Where is it? This sample is wrong. How can the end value be 100 and the maximum value be 50? Right? The maximum value should match the end value. The code is good! I like that. Zoltar Lord, I like that. Those emotes are awesome. Now, hopefully we'll see all three ranges there. Yes, there they are. Red, yellow, green. I'm not sure what that is. Is that supposed to be there? I'm not sure. But let me bring up my WPF sample browser. Radial gauge. Needle. So we can, let me look at this snippet here. Well, that doesn't help me much. I want to create a better looking one. Hey, that's kind of cool. Of course it's all done in code though. I do not think I want to try to recreate this. Let me range 2 and value. I mean, I guess we can. I mean, that one or that one looks kind of cool. Ah, that's boring. That one's pretty neat too, though. I don't know. Maybe we should just quit while we're ahead. Oh my gosh. Because, okay, you would clear that. Then the radial gauge. Minimum, maximum value. Start angle. And you know what? I'm going to gamble. I'm going to gamble. And I'm going to try to create one of these. Why won't that dock to the side? What the heck? Can I dock it to this side? There we go. All right, so let's play around with this a little bit, shall we? Minimum value, maximum value 10. Value, I'll just say 3. I don't care what the, oh, they have 8. Let's put what they put, 8. We have scale, start angle, 180. Scale and angle, 0. So we have a backing, nope, not backing brush. Backing shape. Radial gauge backing shape dot. They have fitted. Okay. Backing outline. Can I just put that? I hope I can put that. Backing brush. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if this exists in the web or not, honestly, in Blazor. We will find out. Let's do this. Okay, let's just see if what I have works. I mean, these ranges are going to be jacked up. But I'm just looking at the gauge itself. Keebs! Hey, how you doing? Pavy Games. What is that? This is a Blazor application, and we're trying to create a cool-looking radial gauge. And we're getting there. Cool. Okay, it's a little weird right now, but we'll fix that. It's a little weird. Okay. So I guess transparent does work. So needle shape. What is this? Say radial needle shape dot needle. Poppy Games. Hey, nice. It is nice. I like it. And so what I have on the left-hand side is a WPF sample browser. And I'm basically taking code from that and I'm using it in Blazor. I'm trying to use it as is without making any changes, right? Needle pivot shape is a radial, whoops. Radial gauge pivot shape dot circle overlay. Needle end extent. Let's see. Why do all the radial gauge controls end up looking like something from the 90s PlayStation racing game? I guess people like what that looks like. I have no idea. You know, but it's better than having a radial gauge look like a speedometer, a car speedometer. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. What's the name of that? There's a design name for when you design something to look like in real life. There's a name for that. Skeuomorph or... I don't even remember what the name of that is. Yes, skeuomorph or something like that. Skeuomorph. I think that's it. Poppy Games. I've been working with the WPF every day. Started learning a week ago. Gotcha. Good for you. Good for you. Keep with it. You'll only get better with time. Okay, so we have that. Now let's look at our ranges. So we have 3 ranges, so that's good. We'll reuse the 3 we already have. Poppy Games. I don't know what you typed, but I think I interpreted it properly. Start value. Okay, so end value 3. What's the brush? That we have green. Okay. Oh, but we have an out. Oh, yes. Outer start extent is 0.6, 0.6. I better put a 0. Outer end extent 0.66. Okay, that looks good. Actually, I'm gonna copy because it seems they all use these same properties there. All right, so I'm assuming this is going to be, yep, 3, 7, yellow. Man, I need to write a translating app where I can copy and XAML and it spits out Blazor code. You know what? I just missed a... Oh yeah, Keebs, do you think Blazor will take off? You know what? I think Blazor will eventually get to a point to where it will be pretty standard, actually. I don't know if it's there yet, personally, but it's getting there. It's only a V1, and I think technically the client side Blazor is still in preview. Only the server side is RTM because it's ASP.NET. All right, outer start extent 6.6, outer end extent 7.2. I think that's all we have there. Start value 7, end value 10, and we're red. And we'll do 0.72, 0.7. Okay. That looks good. Keebs, I need a WPF to Angular convert. Yeah, XAML to Angular. No kidding. They're all pretty close. They're all markup languages, so it should be possible. I'm just saying. All right, let's run this. Let's see how close we got. And I'm really curious about these enums, if I have to put the @ sign in front of it, or if it's just going to work.
Always wanted this kind of outro. Wishing I could go back and tell everything I now know to a younger me.
Radial gauge. Oh, there we go. I mean, it's kind of thick. I'm sure we can control that somehow. Does that look anything like We did setting 1, right? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty close. That's really close. I mean, this line is really chunky. And maybe I'm missing something. I got the scale brush. Got that stuff. Got the needle shape. Oh, I did miss some stuff. I got the tick brush. Right, tick brush looks like it's gray. Minor tick brush is also gray. Label interval is 1. Okay, that's a little better. How do I control the thickness of those lines? Gary, did you finish Outlook? Have I missed something since Monday? So, I don't know if I finished Outlook. We got pretty far with it. I did a stream on Tuesday where we handled opening up a read-only view of the email by double-clicking, and we're replying and forwarding emails. So we got that. That's a little better. We got this blue outline. I mean, this is kind of ugly though. Oh my god, that's kind of ugly. Doc 27, can you make the needle wiggle around? Yeah, I think we can. Actually, I'm aware of this one. There's a property on here. Is needle draggable enabled? True. I should have picked a better looking gauge, honestly. That one's hideous. Oh my god. I'm going to use that to show off our controls. Oh my god. I don't think you would find that in a 8-bit video game. Yeah, there we go. La 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 la. Yeah, I could drag it. I could drag it around. There we go. Oh my god, that looks ugly. But at least it works. It's functional. Yes, Keebs, it definitely looks something from the 90s or earlier. Maybe like the 60s when someone's on an acid trip. Oh my god. Hey, I'm gonna call it a win. Because it worked. Let's do another control. Yeah, so for that Outlook, I'm taking a break from it today because I actually have to build this today. You're watching me work, essentially. This is my day job now. I have to build this sample thing because I have office hours on Thursday in which I'm going to be demoing our brand new, still under construction Blazor components. So I need to do a linear gauge now. Let's look what this looks like. You know what I should do? I should just copy and paste that and just... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do next. Alright, let's add linear gauge. And we have a grid and a map we need to do. I can't forget that. The old Newt gauge, yes! Doc 27, and this is why you hardly ever see radial gauges in UIs. Well, you'd be surprised how popular those things really are in financial applications. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Alright, we need to go create another page. Add new item. Razor component. Linear underscore gauge. Linear dash gauge, I think it's what I did. Infragistics.blazor.controls. And then we're going to do a linear gauge. But I'm going to try to copy from this React sample. Oh. And then I'll replace all of that. I'll have to fix this. And I'll need to fix the capitalism. Oh, yes. This is a good sign. This is a good sign. Very good sign. Okay, so that... I wonder if this is faster than actually writing it or not. I'm not sure, honestly. It might be faster just to write it than to try to copy it in. Vlad, hi. Am I that late? We are done with Prism Outlook. I'm taking a break from Prism Outlook today, actually. I have a deadline today. So, because of that, you get to watch me actually work. Welcome to the Laguna stream, where he works all day. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Hey, but it's fun work. I think it's fun work. I'm still building stuff. Keebs, I have a question for you. Currently, I built a WPF ERP system for my work. I have only developed using WPF. Do you have a recommendation for moving to a web-based system? First off, you have to ask yourself, why do you want to go to a web-based system? Not every app belongs in the web. Just saying. So let me run this and just see how we're doing. So, what's that? Full stable? Fuel stable? What's that? Foulet? Snabel? Is that French? Blazor could be good for you if you are comfortable with C#. Nah, maybe. I don't know if I'd jump on the Blazor train for an ERP system just yet. Yes! It worked. It's a little ugly. I gotta make it wider. But it totally worked. Oh, the width is only 70? Let me look at this. We copied that from the sample. I think we have to really look at these samples. This sample code we're putting out. Because, yeah, I don't think so. Anyone copying it, I think it's switched. I think that needs to be like that. Yeah, I think, honestly, I would not be jumping on board the Blazor train, trying to rewrite mature, in production WPF applications just to get it to the web. I would hold off, personally. There we go. Yes. That looks so much better. And I'm pretty sure is needle drag enabled true. That works too. We better test it. I think Blazor has potential, but I would go with a more proven technology for something so mission critical to your business. Because that's a huge gamble, especially for technology that hasn't proven itself yet. And depending on the size of your company, you may have performance issues. Keebs, they want some module to be cross-platform, Apple and Windows. Yeah, well, that's web. Full Snabble? Fully? How do you pronounce that? How do you? Can you give me the phonics on that? He says Blazor server side I think is less risky. Yeah, it's so Blazor server side is less risky because it's actually ASP.NET and it's officially RTM'd. The client side is still in preview. However, unless you have a great low latency connection to your server, you might have some performance issues. Even with a very strong connection, they just came out with a performance post of like, what's it, I forgot the link. I could find it somewhere, but it's like 5,000 concurrent users. John Mark, 2011, hey, thanks for joining. But there are some performance considerations you're going to have to consider. I wouldn't use Blazor on such an important app so soon in its product lifecycle. Jamie Cuts, is that right? Thanks for joining. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Doing a little Blazor today. I mean, yeah, Blazor. Do a Blazor. I'm in so many technologies now. If you truly want to, I mean, if you have to go to the web right now and you can't wait to keep a pulse on Blazor to see how it's doing, I would probably lean towards Angular, personally. And the reason for that is because it's battle tested. Okay, you're in Visual Studio Code, which is still a Visual Studio product. TypeScript is very similar to C#, very similar. HTML is just like XAML, right? It's actually a little easier to do some more customized dynamic things. Also, a lot of the concepts are the same, especially if you're a Prism developer. If you're a Prism developer, Angular is like Prism. It's actually pretty cool. They got a lot. They got modularity built in. They got DI built in. They have navigation built in. They have all the parameter passing and all that stuff built in. Data binding and all that cool stuff built in. So, yeah. And it's battle tested. I mean, we're going off topic just a tad, but there's a website made with Angular.com that you could go check out, and it shows you all the battle tested, like real public facing apps that are built with Angular. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, United Airlines, Deutsche Bank, NASDAQ, Google, of course. They dog food their own stuff. E-Trade. So yeah, from a maturity and, battle tested framework, I would personally do Angular over Blazor at this point in time today. But if you're not in a hurry, you might just wait, just chill out and watch and see what happens. But don't forget, if you're using server-side Blazor, you do have it's that signal R chattiness going back and forth, and let's just say it might not be right for every app. Okay. Keebs. Oh wait, Doc27. Oh, I'm way behind on my chat. Sorry, let me back up some. Pavi Games, have you tested custom vision? Not yet. I have not tested that yet. Doc27, do these components support drop shadows, acrylic, and all that good stuff? That's a great question. I don't know. I'm assuming they would because it's just markup. I don't see why they wouldn't, but that's a great question. I will ask that in the office hours. Actually, pen, let me make a note of that. Drop, shadow, acrylic, support. Question mark. I'll find out. And then Keebs was saying, okay, thanks. I was leaning that way. Yes. I would feel comfortable with Angular. I don't think you can go wrong with Angular. All right, next control. We did a linear gauge. It works. How about a map? Or grid? Let's do a map first. Let's do map. Man, we're releasing a lot of controls. Oh, and just so you know, if you do participate in the office hours next Thursday, actually here, let me just share with everyone. Let me just share. If you sign up for office hours, I'm gonna paste this into the chat window. I'm actually going to give every attendee a NuGet package that contains all these controls that you can have. Understanding that they're in early preview. As you can see, we do have some issues here, but they are early preview quality. However, you still get to use them and play with them. And if you're experimenting with Blazor, that might be a good thing to have. Okay, let's create another page. We'll add a new item. Razor component. We'll just call it map. The at page / map. At using Infragistics Blazor.controls H1 geographic map. Geographic map. Sweet. Okay. Now, I am not very knowledgeable in the mapping space. So I'm hoping we can just grab something from here. Oh, that's it? That's all I don't have to do anything? But what if I want to put data on it? Let's go 800 pixels. No, that's too big. Let's go 500 pixels. Okay, well, let's find out. Speaking of ERP systems, they can require dynamic UI changing depending on the data model. Here, I failed miserable in Blazor. I'm not building ERP, I'm building something else. Anyone know of any example of dynamic UI? You know what? I haven't done that yet, but I can see where you could have some issues with that. Oh, look! That's all I had to do with, but I want to put stuff on the map. Here, look, this is where I live. Good old Boise. Hey, shouldn't that, I feel like I should get better detail than that, right? Oh, move on Russia. Okay. Where at? I don't have any. What's going on? My tiles aren't updating. Pavi Games just started creating a WPF app using custom vision API. Pretty exciting stuff. Doc27, where do the image tiles come from? Well, it depends. I think we use free tiles. This might be OpenStreetMap, maybe. Let's see if the docs tell us, because I do not really play in maps very often. Well, the tiles are updating here. Well, it's kind of. So you can use Bing or OpenStreetMaps, right? Or symbols, shape maps, things like that. I don't know what we use by default, though. Let's do Bing. Phil Snable. I struggle with the sequence number generation in the builder interface. I can get it render all right, but the updates get lost. Okay, this might be better. Maybe. Small little window. Will it update? Hey, our tiles are updating. Sweet. This is Bing. But this is on a different... I wonder how to change to Bing. How do I change to Bing? Oh, you need an API key. I don't have an API key. API key. Well, it's kind of updated, right? No. I don't know what tiles they're using here. But there's Russia. I'm over here. Oh, it's updating. Just took some time. Hey, there's the airport. I'll be there on Monday at like 3:30 in the morning. All right. Well, that's fun. But I actually want to put some data on this map. So I might have to go to WPF for this one.
Hey, Dad, how are you? Hey, buddy, how you doing, mate?
Geographic map.
I'm in Berkeley right now.
Database files.
It is good. I'm really happy with it. And you know, I've been listening to a lot of E40.
I don't know if I want to mess with a file.
His new album.
Shape view models. Ooh, weather data.
He really represents Bay Area indie rap. You know, he's been around for a while and he started small, you know.
What happened to the map?
Bay roots, and then he's grown the whole Bay Area nationwide, and you know, he's one of the best.
Oh, it's OpenStreetMap.
Chill.
All right, so how do we do that? So we need an item source.
Hey, do you sometimes kind of wish I'd gone to law school?
I wonder how that would work in Blazor.
Now, a poem by Hans Moleman. I think that I shall never see my cataracts.
Is there like a marker template? No, there's no... See, there's no template here, so I'm not sure how that would work. So let's just start with data. The one I want to grab... It looks like weather data. No, I don't want a shape file. Okay, view model. We're binding the view model. I just need simple data. I don't need anything complicated. Here we go. World Cities data sample. So I have another app up here. Surface. Org chart. Oh, that's charts. Maps. Geographic. Sample. Binding view models. Right there. Today it's a chilly at 270 degrees. Well, yeah, that's pretty nippy, huh? 270 degrees. All right. Let's go grab this code. Oh, come on. Why do you make this so hard? World City List. The structure of this data is ridiculous. Why do they make this so complicated? I'm gonna have to copy all this stuff in there for that. And what is this? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I'm not copying that one. That's a cluster of crap. Let me look at this one. I'm just looking for some simple data to bind to. This is using a shapefile. Looks like you have the shapefile converter. Is this something custom? Oh no, it's built in. That's good. Binding XML files. See, this is the hardest part. Finding usable data. I just want something simple. Okay, can't do that one. Filtering data. All right, let's look at this one. Filtering data. Please be something simple. Map strings, nope. Shape file, I don't care about, I don't want a shape file. Must be set in code. Earthquake map view model. Okay, this is encouraging. But we have another shape map. Lazarus. Thank you for joining. Thanks for the follow. What is this? Really? Don't ever do this. I better not ever look at your app and see a collection of view models. That's a very rare occurrence that should ever happen. Especially an earthquake view model that has an observable collection of its own earthquake view models. Okay, I'm not taking data from that. We're gonna move on. I'll come back to that. What's next? What's next? So, spreadsheet. Actually, I don't think spreadsheet is ready yet. Let me open up the Sparkline real quick. I do not think our spreadsheet control. Nope, spreadsheet control has not shipped yet, so we're not ready for that one yet. But the grid, we can do grid. Let's do grid. Is this an image? Oh, no, it's not an image. Okay. All right, let's do a data grid. Add new item. Alrighty. Data grid. Is that it? No, that's not it. Live grid. What? Live grid? Is that what we're calling this thing? Oh god, I hope we're not calling that live grid. I'm glad this is preview because we're gonna have to change that name. Live grid. You know, I know naming things can be hard, but I'm pretty sure there's a standard name for a data grid control. I'm just saying. Pretty sure there's a name that's standard. Live grid. God. Oh, okay. Let's add a width on here. 100%. Height, 800 pixels. All right, now we need data for a grid. Full of Snable. Good to see some WPF streams, by the way. I used to do a lot of WPF around 2010, 2015. Yeah, I still do a lot of WPF, actually. I'm actually going to be doing some on-site, I guess you would call it mentoring, if you will, for WPF for a company in just outside of Reno, Nevada, in a couple weeks. WPF is still a big deal in the enterprise. Keebs, that's a great name. I know exactly what that is. I could feel the sarcasm just weighing me down on that one. That was yeah, live grid. We're gonna change that name. That's ridiculous. Okay, so now I need data for that freaking live grid. I need C# data. So I'm even scared to look at the way they have this data for these grids. WPF job market dried up where I am. Now I'm in big data engineering. That's too bad. But big data, I hear that's up and coming. Like that's like the thing, right? Like big data is the next evolution of development and AI and machine learning and interpreting that data and getting knowledge and making decisions based on that data. Like that's, from what I understand, there's a lot of companies out there that have tons of data, but they don't know how to utilize it, or they can't structure it or manipulate it in a way that makes it easier for them to visualize, to understand and make decisions. So that's a great space to be in. Okay, let's see, we want to do, I just want something simple right now. I was hoping for more rows than this, honestly. I need something with more, like this. Auto fit fields. This looks like it has a good, number of records. Full of snabble. I'm just a plumber though, moving petabytes around so that the data analysts can create value. Hey, they can't do their job without you, so you're the backbone of their careers. If it wasn't for you, they wouldn't have jobs. That's how you need to think about it. It's a very important job. Okay, so let's look at auto fit fields. Let's see if we can steal that data. I'm scared. I'm scared what this data is going to look like, honestly. Data grid, samples, display, auto fit fields. Please do not be a data table. Oh my God, it's a data table. God. Why? Why? Full of snabble. How do you say that? Please correct me. I don't want to be saying your name wrong. That is true. They are the top 5% of the data pyramid. But where would they be without us? That is right, my friend. They would be nowhere. They're nothing without you. Nothing. They're unemployed. That's what they are. Without you, they wouldn't have data to analyze. And they need to respect that. And give you cookies and cupcakes for your trouble. Data table. I don't want a data table. Dang it. You know what? I don't even know if you could do a data table. Can you do a data table in Blazor? Is that even a thing in Blazor? I'm not sure. Okay, does anyone have a link to a C# class that I could use as a data source for this grid? Because I'm not going to use a data table. I need something simpler. I mean, this isn't bad. I wish I had more. Okay, conditional formatting. Let's look at this. That better not be a data table, or I will be extremely annoyed. Oh, it's even better. It's in an XML file. You know what? Let's generate our own. Screw it. We are just going to create our own data. Let's add a new class. Let's call this a grid item. Right? And I don't know what it's going to have. It'll probably have an int for an ID. Probably we could do a name. Maybe another int for an age. I don't know. Maybe a boolean. What kind of? We need a bool. I don't know. Is active. Sure. Maybe a date time. Date time, birthday. That'll work. Okay, we have something. We have a great item. So let's go create a service to generate this. We'll call it a grid data service. Just keep it simple. Let's do a list. A list of grid item. And we'll call it grid items. Sure. Original, right? I know. Generate data. Okay, and then let's do a loop for, I don't know, int x equals 0, x equal to less than, I don't know, what do you say, 5,000? X plus plus. So let's do grid items equals new, let's say grid item. Then we'll say var item equals new grid item. And then we could set some properties on this bad boy. Item.id equals x. Item dot, what do we got? Name equals name x. Item dot age equals, I don't know, 15 plus x. I mean, when you get to 5,000, you're gonna be one old mofo. That's all I gotta say. System.random is a pretty good data source. Yeah, we can do random. Let's do random on here. Oh, I gotta do new. Sorry. New random. Dot next. Min value 18, max value 65. There we go. Good age there. Item dot birthday. Wait, whoops. Item dot birthday. We could do date time dot now dot minus. Let's subtract. No, don't do that. Add days. Add month. I don't want to. I guess we could add. They could be born in the future. We'll add years of X. That's ticks. I need years. That's gonna be hilarious though. Oh, that's a good idea. Keebs. I love you. Look at that. Oh, we need to do this. We need to store that off. Sorry. Yeah, add years. I think it's, we're going to add years and subtract that. Yes. Detonated. Oh, but detonate 3D, is that detonated? That's cool. Sweet. You guys rock. Item. Dot. I think we only have one left. Is active equals x mod 2 equals 0. Right? That looks good. All right, so we're generating some data. That was a lot easier than copying and pasting, isn't it? So we better register this bad boy. Services dot add singleton of our grid data service. And let's go to our here. We got to inject that. IG samples dot services dot grid data service. All right, you better have a freaking data source. Yes! Yes! Data dot grid items. Okay, that looks good. What's this? Jeez. Okay. A little typing too fast. This looks good. That looks good. Okay, last thing. Let's put our grid at the top. Because everyone loves grids. Right? All right, I think I got it all. Let's see if we have a build error. Oh, build succeeded. Woo! That's a good sign. Now I'm curious if I have to like set some type of auto generate columns or something like that. I think I do. Because it looks like... Okay. I think we have to set some type of property on there. Auto generate true. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot the most important part. we gotta add it to our collection. Oh my gosh. There. That might help. God. Oh, you gotta love what we do. Because I know I'm not the only one that makes that mistake. Going too fast. Going too fast because my lunch is approaching. I'm hungry. All right, we should have data now. Ugh! Do I have any errors? Let me hit a breakpoint here. And let's just refresh. Oh no, I can't hit. Okay. I need to restart it actually because it's a singleton. It won't create another instance. See, data grid. Grid items. Okay, so that I'm gonna hit there. Now we have 5,001 grid items. So we have data for show. However, we do not have any data. Here is there's the grid. Okay. That's not encouraging, is it? Let me open up another app I was working on before I started this one. Because this works. I know the grid works. I had it working on a different app. This app, to be precise. At least I think I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay, that didn't help me at all. I'm curious if this has to do with like your state, you know, has state changed, something like that. Override on initialize. What the heck? Why didn't it fill that out? Actually, I don't think it needs to be public. We'll call it a list of grid item. Got the business using statement. Oh, wait, I can't call it data. Oh, you know what? I think this has to be a property, actually. There was a change in Blazor with one of the updates. I think that has to be a property if I'm going to bind to it. Because this is what I'm going to test. I'm going to test that.
Yo, we're about to get into right now. About to cover from A to Z. How about really get down? Talk about getting silly, getting wild.
Right?
Happens everywhere, coast to coast. Yeah.
What?
About that con like, yeah. I got a delicate balance between what I do for pay and what I do for play. Which would I choose? I don't think that I could say. Sometimes I feel a little two-faced, knowing I go two ways. I'm just trying to defy all odds.
Oh, that's what. Okay. So let's see if it will bind to a local data source. Tyranius90, hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining. We're just trying to figure out why the data in this grid is not showing up. Data grid. Okay, so that's weird because I even have a scroll. Like there's something there. Let me make that smaller. So that didn't matter. Maybe I should do like a call state has changed. It's still the width. I'm gonna make a square here. Is it white on white? I don't think so. And I'm going to hit a breakpoint. I'm gonna make sure we have data. That's the most important thing. Make sure we have data. Maybe I have to define the columns. Maybe it doesn't do auto generation. Okay, this is good. Yes, we have data. Okay. So data is not the issue. Harrison464, can you inspect element and see if anything is there? Yes, we can. Let's do that. There it is, right there. That's the live grid. Opacity 0. I didn't do nothing. Displayed none. Is there display none here? No, that wasn't it. What the heck is going on? Let's try something. So it has data. We have proven it has data. SimSim9000, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, science. Science. Jesse Pink, science. Science rocks. I need science to help me. Because I don't know why this isn't working. What would a column? What is this? Yeah. I'm just curious. Name. I don't know if this is right, actually. Let me look at some sample code somewhere. I'm going to use this as an example. This. Okay, there's data, code snippet. Oh, numeric. Okay, they have text column, numeric column. Okay, I'm going to grab a text column. Keebs, do you need the @ symbol before the items in the data source? Well, I have the @ symbol right there. Right there. So that should bind. I'm not sure. Let's do a text column. What properties do I have here? Border, background, data about script, filter, family, header text, line, padding, pinned row, property path. Ooh, do I need property path or name? Let's do both. I'm not sure what that does. Maybe if we define the column, it will work. But we have data. It's there. We checked it. Data grid. And it didn't work. Okay. I will have to take this one back to my team. So that was not working. Well, is that all the control? Did we get through all the controls today? Let's see. We have the grid. Spreadsheet's not available yet. We did the category chart. We haven't done a data chart, but that's just a more complicated chart. Financial chart. Couldn't get that working. We got it working with one data source, but not another, so that's kind of weird. Donut chart, pie chart, sparkline, couldn't get those to work. We got the map to work. Excel library. SimSim9000. You can use radzen component for Blazor. Oh, Keebs, I meant remove the @ And Bichakwamart, is that how you say it? Give the grid an ID. Okay, let's do that. Well, the grid doesn't have an ID at grid. I don't know if you could do that. Yeah, there's no ID attribute here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you need the @ in front of that, but let's just try. But I'm pretty sure you need the @ for the binding to. That's how binding works. You got to put the @ in front of it. But hey, I guess you never know, right? Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. And I'm going to clear that out just in case we have an error message in our output window. Nope, that didn't work either. And actually, nothing in the console about that either. Okay. Yep, worth a try. That is strange. That was very strange. All right, well, I think I'm going to call it. We got all the controls done, though we only got a few to work. So, given that I have an office hours on Thursday covering these controls, we have a lot of work to do between now and then. Vlad, last time I asked about the NuGet path for IG installation, tried it again, and even if I selected NuGet option, no local NuGet sources added. But I was able to add it manually thanks to your hint with the correct. Cool! Awesome, good to hear, Vlad. That's weird that it wouldn't just install and set that up for you automatically. It should have done that. Doc27, even if the binding wasn't working for you, expect the control to draw the column header, right? Yes! Exactly! Something is up. Something's up with the code. It has to be the component. I'm going to take this back to the team and say, these aren't working. You need to help me fix this quick because we are going to be showing these off on Thursday. And it's going to look real bad if these don't work. So, yeah. You know, I don't think I've been on a stream yet where everything just worked out. But that's our lives as developers, right? That's just how we live. We live one line of code at a time, never knowing when one's going to be a fatal crash. But yeah, the life of a developer. Crap just doesn't want to work. Hey, good news though. My stream did not cut out on me today. So that's a positive. It didn't drop. No sluggish frames. None of that mess. So I am highly encouraged by that. And with the fact I'm getting my new streaming computer, that's even more exciting. Yeah, interesting because so close to daily life. Isn't that true? This really bothers me because I did have this working in a different app. Because I was just playing around with it when he first gave me the NuGet package. He said, "Hey Brian, play with this." That's what I did. I played with it, and it worked. So I'm really not sure what happened, but hey, we'll figure it out. These components are in alpha. And they're being worked on as I speak. So it is what it is, right? Okay, so next week I will not be streaming because I am on the road. I'm hitting the airport ass crack early on Monday, like 3:30 in the morning. It's ridiculous. Heading to New York, and I will be back not until the Friday. So no stream for me next week. But I will be back the week after with my new computer. Java, thanks for joining. Detonated. Thank you. Thank you for joining. It was fun. You helped me do my job. This is what I had to do. So now I can take this, give it to the team, and say, now this is on you, but I'm ready to go. Yeah, spent the whole day trying to find out why my software was so slow. Now it's a control which slows everything down, and that's known behavior. Oh my gosh, that sucks. Known behaviors. Easy bit technology, you're very optimistic. I try to be. You gotta be, right? You gotta be. Thanks. Thanks, Alexi. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna go have lunch now. Thank you very much once again for joining me today. Thank you for helping me with my daily work activities. You watch me work. Yeah, I should just work. I should just stream my entire work day one day. Just one day. 8 hours of me just working, and you get to see what I work on. That'd be kind of funny. All right. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. Thanks again.